Welcome to another episode of Leo Interview. Today we have James Walker with us.
What's going on, Leo? It is such a pleasure to be on. Thank you so much for having me.
Oh, thank you. Well, let's go ahead and get into it. Tell me a little bit about you.
Yeah, so I'll give you kind of the 50,000 foot view, right? I was like you actually. I started in business really young. I when I was probably 12, 13 years old,
Mhm.
I started cutting grass for money. And people were like, "Hey, can you come cut my grass?" I said, "Yeah, absolutely." So $25, $30 there, and then eventually I started just building up accounts, and that was what I was doing for most of my money. So I was the kid on the neighborhood block that always had some money coming in, and that's what I did throughout most of my high school. Actually, I think I was up to like 15, 20 accounts as a 15, 16 year old. What I would do is I had a 2005 Nissan Altima, and I would just put all the lawn care equipment in the back of the trunk, and then I'd drive around and do that. And that's really how I was able to make my money. And then as an adult, I decided to join the military, and I served 9 years in the Air Force. So during that time, I got to live in Italy. I got to travel all over the world as well. And then I finished up my career in Mississippi, where I served as a C-130 loadmaster. So
Oh,
got to be part of an air crew and then fly all over as well. But that's when I started my second business of another landscaping business. I couldn't escape it. And I did that in South Mississippi, where I had a little bit of my knowledge, my background from my first business. And I said, okay, I can cut grass, I can do this. And then same thing, one led to two, two led to four. And then I met one property manager, and you know what Airbnbs are, right? You know,
yeah,
short-term rentals.
like a rent them out.
Yep,
It's like it's almost like going at a hotel and like buying a hotel room.
exactly. So I met a property manager who that was her specialty, and she's like, "When can you start?" I said, Monday." I didn't realize she was going to send me like 60 accounts all at once. So my business just exploded after that. And I was like, I don't know how I'm going to do this, but I just wanted to keep up with everything. So I just went full force into that. And then 3.5 years later, I moved to Austin, Texas. I sold that company, moved here, went into sales for a little while. And then now I do business coaching, but I also have a separate business of working with men to help them cut down on their screen time, their phone use. That way they can be more focused and present. So that like everyone isn't just sitting on their phones anymore, right? So
Yeah.
that's a little bit of my story.
So it's kind of like I bet you and my dad could like kind of partner up in business because he's helping fathers reclaim time with their family, and you're also helping people get off the phone. So it's like a good combo. It's like meat and potatoes almost.
Absolutely. I agree. Meat and potatoes is a great analogy with it.
Yeah.
And, it's interesting that like your dad sees that area, I see that area, and it's people are starting to see like where your time is going and where you're pulled away from your family, your friends. And if you're able to give yourself more time back, then you have better, family dinners. You have better meat and potatoes, really.
Yeah.
The dinners get a little bit better, right?
What is your biggest challenge and how did you overcome it?
Oh, the biggest challenge. So I'm going to go back to a story from when I was in flight school, actually. So that was kind of my goals. I wanted to be an airline pilot for most of my life. And I started flight school when I was, I think, 17. I took my first flight. And I was so excited about it. I was,
Yeah.
like a little kid. I wanted to fly. I wanted to, have that lifestyle. But when I got into flight school and I did all my hours, I did all my requirements. So what they do is they send you with an examiner from the Federal Aviation Administration, so that you go up and they can make sure that you're proficient in everything. And Leo, I failed that first test. I did, and it took a lot out of me. It took me like another year of getting myself back into it, but I later was better. I had a little bit more hours and experience under my belt, but then I passed the second time. And that was just like I knew I could do it, but I was very determined and I was very Um, I was just very like I knew it was my passion, right? And but like that one little failure, I still use today of just helping me get through different situations or difficult things that I'm like, oh, and then I kind of reference that back and say, oh no, I've already done something hard, and then I've succeeded at the end of the day.
Mm-hmm. If you think we could all change the world in one way, what do you think it would be?
Oh, this is a good one. So changing the world in one way, I'm going to say give the world more of you.
Mm-hmm.
So you give the world more of Leo, I give the world more of James Walker. And what that looks like is like the good, the bad, the ugly, because that's truly what people want. They want more of just you, and just let it shine through, like whatever you're passionate about right now. Like what's something you're really passionate about that you just love like to tell the world?
The podcast and chess.
In chess.
Yeah.
What made you get into chess?
Well, I guess our homeschool, we meet up for like community day, and we just go over like the facts, reviews, all that, right? Well, during lunchtime, or I guess before we get into our next class, or I guess next group, well, whatever you want to call it, yeah. Some of the boys brought a chess kit to the school, so I was like, I kind of just want to play. I don't know how anything works. I took like a kit, but I don't really know what to do with chess, right? So I started playing, and I kind of like chess.
Leo, that's fascinating. Like where you had that sense of curiosity and you wanted to explore something that's so valuable. Now you get to take that. Now you get to share that with the rest of the world. And chess is not an easy game to learn. There's a lot of strategy that comes with it as well.
Yeah, there's like so many openings you can do. It's hard, and then defenses like Scandinavian defense, the Sicilian, and there's that. There's Austrian juggling, and that, and scholars made, and that, blah, blah, blah. So hard to keep up with these days.
What's been your biggest challenge learning chess, Leo?
Biggest challenge,
Yeah.
I would say, in like to beat probably my dad. Sometimes he'll checkmate me.
Mm-hmm.
But most of the times I checkmate him. But the biggest challenge has probably been learning all the moves, the tactics, and then, once you learn them, another hard step is to like, I guess perform them well and, do like actually, use them to good use and you don't fail it. So yeah.
Yeah, where you're using it to good use, you're paying attention to what your opponents are doing, and then you're checkmating your dad, once in a while, right?
Actually, I think I checkmated him like twice in a row.
You got to keep a tally mark, right, of how many times.
Yeah, I did give him this once with like a bishop, a rook, and my queen. But yeah.
That's awesome, man. I admire that because I want to learn chess so bad. So maybe you could be teaching me one day as well.
Uh-huh. If you had one piece of financial advice to give to the younger generation, what would it be?
One piece of financial advice I would give is just learn money in and money out.
Mm-hmm.
And what that is if you look at like just how much money is going in, so say like a bank account or however you're looking, or you have a way of your money, how much is coming in, and then what expenses are coming out.
Mm-hmm.
So if there's a difference, meaning there's less money going in, there's a difference, and that's where you're missing the mark. You're spending too much than what you have.
Yeah.
So I would start there, and then realizing that money flows, right? So you can spend money, you can invest money, and you can give money are the three things that you can do with it. And that would be my advice.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's going to be it for today's podcast. But before we close out, is there maybe one more advice or just a couple words that you want to give to the audience?
Yeah, absolutely. I'm so excited that there are men like you that are exploring and helping, get more messages out with business and money.
Mm-hmm.
And you're taking that step to help lead other people and other men so that now everyone that's coming up now has someone to look to for information that they trust, and that they value your opinion as well. So just thank you for that. And as you keep growing, just keep paying attention to, these things and passions that you keep wanting to pursue, and just watch where everything just keeps growing for you, Leo.
Oh, thank you.
You're very welcome.
Oh, and one more thing before we
Absolutely.
close out. Actually, well, just two more things. Is there maybe like a website where people could find out more about you?
Absolutely. So I'm on LinkedIn, and it's James E. Walker, and then Texas Radar. There's a little side story in there as well. And then I have Unspoken Men for my men's screen time and phone use company as well. So unspokenmen.com.
Well, before we close out, like I said, there's one more thing I want to mention. For the people watching this video, we actually have two websites that are going to be coming out soon. Well, first one already came out, Leo Interviews. Go schedule a podcast. Get your dad. I don't know if he's a business people or just anybody that is financially successful. Go tell them about the website. And then we also have Pod Kids coming out soon. I'll make a video about that. Can't wait to make that video. But yeah. Oh, but as always, for every podcast, we have a very special last question. Are you ready?
I'm ready. Hit me with it.
Okay, I'm going to do a drum roll. What is your favorite color?
My favorite color. I feel like lately, Leo, it has been black because I just have wearing black so much. But I think true to my heart, my favorite color is like navy blue. And
I'm actually wearing a blue hat right now, which is kind of funny.
It looks good.
Oh, thank you.
Now the navy blue, I also like. It's the color of like my dream car too. Like I want a 1965 Aston Martin. Like, do you know James Bond?
No, never heard of him.
So that was like his car. It had like machine guns on it. It was like the spy car, right?
Machine guns.
Oh yeah, absolutely. You never know what's going to happen with James Bond, right? And I want it like in like a deep navy blue. So like the navy blue means a little bit more to me because it's specific to my dream car as well.
Wow. That's cool. Well, that's going to be it for today's podcast, guys. Make sure to like, subscribe, turn on notifications so you guys get notified when I do make a new video. And it was nice meeting you, James.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Leo. It was a pleasure. And thank you for having me on as well.
Of course. Well, until next time, guys. Bye.